Hello and welcome back to Survival Horror Gaming. Today we are talking about a potential Resident Evil 5 remake. Rumor has it, it's already in development, but should it be remade? Does it need a remake? Resident Evil 5 was first released March 13th, 2009 for PS3 and Xbox 360. So right there, it's already dated as a 7th generation console game. But could it be a good 9th generation game, though, if it was remade? RE5 is one of the highest selling RE games, with over 16 million copies sold. It's a very action-packed game that tries to build off the success of RE4 original. The game is like a Call of Duty campaign at times, but with a character and treasure collecting. It can be very over the top at times, and the AI character is generally considered awful. However, it can be a fun action-adventure game with some RE elements. So could it help having an RE Engine remake of this game? It worked well for the remake of RE4. RE4 Remake has sold 9 million copies since it came out. If RE5 got remade, there are some changes that would have to happen for it to succeed. Like the remake of RE4, it's going to need to keep the story intact and try to go more of an action horror route. One thing that can be done is to make the game darker feeling like RE4 did. RE4 Remake had a darker tone than the original, giving it more of a horror game feel. RE4 ditched the QuickTime events. You're never truly going to get rid of the action in an action horror Resident Evil title. Another thing is having Chris and Sheva get separated a few times in the game, although this time with no communications. They got to find each other in the dark, maybe even have them lose their weapons or something. Also, cut out the chapter and sections of the game and make it a continuous game. This gives it a better horror feel. And another big thing is adding either the Merchant or the Duke in this game. You can keep the store and buy weapons and upgrades and also sell treasures. But adding in the Merchant or the Duke would be a nice little Easter egg. Also, the AI needs overhauled. One of the biggest complaints is the AI character in this game, making a single-player campaign really hard to play. And maybe even a section like Village had with the Beneviento house. That was essentially an extreme horror section that had backtracking and puzzles. It could be a nice touch and a change of pace. Overall, though, the game has a ton of potential. This game in the RE Engine could be an amazing experience. We also already have RE Engine Chris, Jill, and Wesker from the previous installments. One issue I can see with this game is it potentially just being an RE4 knockoff. As much as fans like the original 5, a lot of people will tell you that it's an RE4 clone. And in a lot of ways it is. It reuses assets as well as all the sound effects and is just another action horror RE game set in a foreign country. However, RE5 has its charm. So Capcom will have to distinguish it from RE4 Remake. RE4 Remake has proven that the RE engine can handle an action horror game. Big thing is, they have to tone down the action and keep the main story intact. They can't cut too much out of it. RE4 cut a few rooms and consolidated a few others. However, RE4 and RE5 both have hundreds of rooms. You're not going to be able to eliminate all action in a game like this, but you can tone it down some. But making it darker and adding the Merchant and getting rid of the chapters will make it flow better and make it a good horror game remake. And what do you do about Albert Wesker? Should Capcom rewrite history and bring back possibly the biggest villain to the series? Maybe the fight ends differently and they keep him alive. The series has been missing a centralized villain since RE5. None of the villains in the series live up to the corny, over-the-top villain like Wesker. And why not? They already have a new Wesker. And I could see Wesker being the main villain of RE9 and getting into the Mega Mycete stuff from Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8. This could be a big moment for the series to bring back a long-dead villain. And it could make RE9 really interesting having him in it, plus old familiar faces from other RE titles. So yeah, I believe an RE5 remake could work if it's horror focused like RE4 was. With the right crew working on it, it could be as fun and as enjoyable as RE4 remake was. But what are your thoughts? Should this game be remade or left alone? Should they consider bringing Wesker back or should he remain dead? Also, should RE6 be up for consideration next? Thanks for watching Survival Horror Gaming, and consider liking and following for more survival horror content. I also stream on Twitch at Survival Horror Gaming 96. Thanks for watching.